Okay, sit yourself onto the lift. Come into a good cross-legged position and just have a little wriggle about. Make sure that you're feeling even and level. Hold on to your knees and elevate the heart area up towards the ceiling. Just listen to the sound of your breath as it enters and as it exits. Just feeling that there is space to fill the lungs. Allow the chest to lift and expand with the in-breath and to relax with the out-breath. Look down at the floor, look at something that isn't moving. Just assessing that the seat bones are even and level. Keep your eyes still in the sockets, just looking at something that doesn't move, just to quieten the brain. And then we'll bring your hands into Namaste. Lengthen from your armpits into your elbows into the heels of your hands. Heels of your hands into the fingertips. And with an exhalation, allow your eyes to gently close. Focus on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Fill in the lungs evenly. And empty in your lungs evenly. And with an exhalation, draw your chin down to meet your chest. Lift your chest up to meet your chin. Spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. Hold on to that feeling of abundance in the heart area. And then release the backs of your hands down towards your knees. Palms facing upwards. Bring the tip of the index finger together with the tip of the thumb. And as you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open. Hold on to your knees. Hold on to your knees and elevate the heart area upwards. Drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the left. Sorry, turn to the right. Doesn't really matter, just turn. Draw the abdomen across, the ribs across, the shoulders across. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Observe how your body responds to the pose. Whether there is resistance or freedom, or most likely both. So spread your attention throughout the body rather than just in the areas of resistance. Come back to the center. Hold onto your knees, lift up into your chest, and then turn to the other side. Draw your abdomen across and your ribs and your shoulders. Just observing how this side maybe feels different to the other. Observe how the body responds to the pose. It's a sure way of bringing your attention into the present moment. Just to examine and observe the body's response to the pose right now. Come back to the center and then come off your lift and then sit back on your heels. Again, just draw your attention into the physical response of the body, into the body's response to the pose. Press the shins down into the floor and lift up into the chest, becoming acutely aware of the feeling of the physical body. Hinge at the hips and then come forwards, lengthening into the arms. Keep the seat bones down on the heels. Stretch forwards, keep the head lifted initially. And then bring your forehead down onto the floor. Or use a block underneath your head if it doesn't reach. Observe how the body feels right now. Sometimes when you wake up, what your body really craves is the stretch of yoga. When you get used to the routine of yoga, then the body really craves it. And I really feel this morning that my body needs the extension of yoga. So feel that extension. Enjoy the extension, drawing the tailbone down, lengthening from the hips into the armpits, into the elbows, into the wrists, into the palms. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Come up onto your knees, have your little fingers on the edge of the mat, stretching the thumbs towards each other. Turn the palms, so turn the toes under, and then come up into dog down. If you're not doing dog down, do dandasana. So you work the legs in the same way in dandasana, you work the spine in the same way in dandasana as you do in Adho Mukha svanasana. So tighten the kneecaps. Press the fronts of the thighs through to the backs of the thighs and turn the fronts of the thighs inwards. Feel your body's response to the pose. Observe the balance of action. It's unlikely to be balanced at the beginning, so observe those imbalances of effort and aim to address them so that it feels even everywhere. And then step the feet forwards, come up into a standing position. And then have a couple of blocks for your hands. And then bring your feet as wide apart as the mat. Feel that your heels are on the edge of the mat. Feel that the little toes are on the edge of the mat. Your hands in your hips, and then lift up into the chest. Tighten your kneecaps, turn the fronts of your thighs inwards. Push the inner knees away from each other. Lift up into the heart area, and then hinge at the hips, straight legs. Coming forwards, hinging at the hips. Have the fingertips underneath your shoulders on the blocks. And then work to bring the legs to life. Tightening the kneecaps. Hitting the fronts of the thighs through to the backs of the thighs. Lifting the seat bones up away from the backs of the thighs. Projecting the chin and the chest forwards. Just let the legs wake up. So you might be in a rush to get down to the floor, but just allow your body to respond to the moment rather than the insistence of the brain. So feel that deep extension. Press the fronts of the legs into the backs of the legs. When you feel ready, then you can go down lower, or you just stay at that top on the top level. It doesn't matter. Just feel when you're ready. Project the chin and the chest forwards. Turn the fronts of the thighs inwards. Okay, and then when you're ready, bring your hands into your hips and then come up into a standing position. And then come into Tadasana. You have to excuse if you can hear noises. I think the guys are, I don't know, it sounds like they're removing the scaffolding, but then I thought I heard that yesterday as well. They're not, I don't think. Lift up into the chest. Elevate the heart area to the ceiling. Lift up into the chest. Just focus on long, slow, deep, deliberate breaths. Fill in the lungs from the bottom to the top. Bring your arms out nice and wide in towards your chest, and then step or jump the feet apart just for nice and wide for trikonasana. Turn the left toes in. Rotate the right leg and foot all the way out. Straighten the legs. Turn the thighs outwards, especially this front leg. Bringing the hips to face the front. Turning this leg right into the root of the hip socket. So turn this leg as much as you can. Turn this leg just to keep the hips level. Lift up into the chest. So yesterday we were focusing on keeping the side ribs long, so, or maybe that was Wednesday. Turn the chest up to the ceiling as you come over, keeping the right side of the torso evenly along with the left side, and then reach up. Look up if you can. Turn the chest up to face the ceiling. Turn the abdomen up to face the ceiling. Feel that the body is in 3 dimensions. Feel that the body is in alignment in 3 dimensions. Feel where the hip is, in that front leg hip in relation to the heel. Try and line it up. Breathe in and out through the nose. Down, just make sure that your head is directly over the foot. Squeeze the front leg buttock bone forwards, lift the chest a little more if it's not. Look up. Reach up with the top hand, come back to the centre, and then swap the feet around, turn the right toes in, the left leg and foot all the way out, turning those legs right up into the hip socket, and then come over to the other side. Activating the legs, activating the arms, activating the breath. Just feel the body in 3 dimensions. Draw your attention into the sensations of the pose, not just the resistance, but also where there is freedom. Back to the centre, bring the feet parallel, and then step or jump your feet back together, come back into Tadasana. Observe the energy of the chest and the arms, and the head, and the hips and the legs. Bring your arms out nice and wide in towards your chest, and then step or jump, go wide with your legs. Turn the left toes in, the right leg and foot all the way out. Keep this back leg straight, and then find a right angle with the front leg, looking over the middle finger of that right hand. Keeping that back leg straight, keeping that back leg turning from the inside out, keeping the bent leg turning from the inside out. Turn the inner knee around to the outer knee. Don't overdo it, Andrew. Just keep it nice and gentle. Straighten the leg, release your arms for a second, swap the feet around, turn the right toes in, and the left leg and foot all the way out. Just checking the heel is in line with the instep of that back leg, and that the legs are rotating in the socket. So sometimes when we come over like this, you see some people's instep drops and the outside edge of the foot kind of lifts off the floor. But you've got to try and keep that outside edge down. So turning this leg from the inside out helps to ensure that that outside edge of the foot will stay down. So turn this leg really consciously in the socket, all the way up, all the way out. Turn this leg as well. Bend the knee and turn both legs outwards. Turn both legs outwards. Find your right angle, and then look over the middle finger of the left hand. Virabhadrasana 2. Keep turning that back leg, turning the front leg, turning the inner knee of that bent knee around to the outer knee. Soft in the jaw, soft in the breath. So it strengthens the legs, really opens the chest. Okay, straighten the front leg, come back to the front, and then step or jump your feet back together. Come back into Tadasana. Observe how your energy has changed. Breathing even, deep inhalations and exhalations. Observe how in Tadasana we turn the legs the other way round. We turn the legs from the outside in. So the backs of the thighs feel like they broaden outwards, so that you can kind of soften the muscles of the buttocks, the glutes. Turn the tailbone in. Keep the legs straight, and then lift up into the heart area. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Listening to the breath. Turning the fronts of the legs inwards so that the backs of the legs feel like they're broadened outwards. Tadasana. And then come down onto your knees. If you're not doing dog down, then do setubandha, lay on your back, feet together, knees apart, or you can go into dandasana if you prefer. Otherwise, we can go into dog down. So have your hands shoulder width apart, spreading the fingers, spreading the palms, step back, turn your toes under, push your hands into the floor, and then come up into Adho Svanasana. Activating the legs as you were in Tadasana. Tightening the kneecaps, that's priority number one. Priority number two is to turn the fronts of the thighs inwards. When you turn the fronts of the thighs inwards, you'll probably notice that your heels, turn outwards. That's what we want. Broaden, feel like you can broaden the backs of the thighs. And then pick up the seat bones away from the backs of the thighs. That turning of the leg gives you space in your hips. Feel that there is a balance of action. Whether you're doing setubandha, whether you're doing dog down, observe your balance of action and aim to even it out. Okay, come down onto your knees. If you're staying in setubandha, if you're in setubandha, if you've come out of dog down, just sit back on your heels and observe your energy. If you're in setubandha, just sit yourself up, sit back on your heels. And observe your energy just in virasana. Just observe how the energy feels from the inside. Lift up into the chest and then come forwards, hinging at the hips, keeping your head lifted, keeping the heart area lifted as you come forwards, and then keep the seat bones down in contact with the heels. Extend into the arms. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Bring your hands into the mat underneath your shoulders, and then again just push yourself back up into sitting back on your heels. Spend a few moments just observing your breath, observing the energy that you have released through your practice so far. And then just sit yourself in cross legs. If sitting directly on the floor doesn't work for you, you can sit on a folded blanket or on a lift, or cushion or whatever. Have a couple of blocks where you can reach them so that they're either sides of your hips for sukhasana. Hold on to your knees and work to really elevate the heart area upwards, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Focus on long, Slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. And then reach underneath the right knee. Make sure that the block is, when you come over, your elbow wants to be directly underneath your shoulder. So not too close to the body, not too far away. The elbow directly underneath the shoulder, and then just grip underneath the right knee. But then it makes you go over to the right side, doesn't it? And that's what this pose does. But notice that the right seat bone is heavy, the left seat bone now is really light. It wants to lift off the floor. So push that elbow really deeply into the floor, and then lengthen the left seat bone away from that elbow. Really use the elbow as the pivot, so you can draw down into that left seat bone. Try and make the seat bones feel level. Have your left hand on your hip and turn the chest up to face the ceiling, keeping that left seat bone firmly down on the floor. Holding onto that right knee to give you purchase in the turn. Keep the left seat bone down, reach up and over, feeling that you lengthen out the side abdominal walls, the side ribs, turning the head upwards, looking underneath the armpit. Keeping that lifted arm straight. Observe the clarity of the sinuses. Breathing in through the nose. The more you stamp that left seat bone down, the greater the stretch you get. And then come back to the center and bring yourself back level on the seat bones. Lift up into the chest, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. And then just get the block so that your elbow will come down underneath your shoulder. Reach underneath the left knee, bring the elbow down onto the floor, lengthen from that elbow across into the right seat bone so that the seat bones feel even or more even. Lengthen up and over, keeping that right seat bone down on the floor as much as you can, feeling that you're evening out those seat bones as much as you can, so you get that tremendous stretch around the side abdominal walls that are really difficult to penetrate into. So enjoy that sensation of opening in the abdominal wall. Look up and observe the clarity of the sinuses. And then gently come back to the center and then hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Just feel the energy in those abdominal walls, the energy of the chest. Lift the heart area upwards and then turn to the right side, drawing your abdomen across. Your ribs and your shoulders. Listening to the breath. Pressing that back hand firmly into the floor so that you remain on the front edge of the seat bones. So rather than roll onto the sacrum, push the back hand into the floor and roll onto the front edge of the seat bones. Come back to the center. Take a deep inhalation and then with an exhalation, turn to the left. Maintaining levelness in the seat bones like you were in sukhasana. And then very gently come back to the center. Just let the energy settle, let your breath settle. Okay, we're going to go into setubandha. So if you're not doing setubandha today, then you can do setubandha. You can lay on your back with your feet together and your knees apart like this. And you can extend your arms along the floor using blocks underneath your shoulders, underneath your hands if you've got stiff shoulders, using blocks on the outsides of the thighs if you've got stiff thighs. Otherwise, you're going to get a block and then pull your feet in towards your seat bones, so not your knees. Pull your feet in towards the seat bones. And then you're going to peel the tailbone and the lower back off the floor, lifting the seat bones up towards the ceiling. And then at some stage you're going to get stuck. The shoulders will feel stuck on the floor. So gather the shoulder blades together, come right up onto the tops of the shoulders, and then place the brick in the sacrum spine so that the tailbone is also touching it. Hold on to the edges of the mat like you want to tear it apart. So hold on to the edges of the mat, turn the crease of the elbows up to face the ceiling and try and turn them out to face the sides of the room so that you broaden the collarbone. So you might just want to stay with the legs bent, and that's fine. If you want to extend a little more deeply, then slide one heel away along the mat. Bring the leg back, slide the other leg away, and then bring the legs back. And if that felt okay in your legs, then consciously push your heels away, slide them away. Lift up into the chest, broaden the collarbone, and then extend into the legs. But you can stay with bent knees if you prefer. So setubandha, an supported inversion. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Listen to the sound of the inhalation and the exhalation. Aim to fill the lungs evenly. Emptying the lungs evenly. If you're straightening the legs, then turn the fronts of the thighs inwards like we've been doing in Tadasana. So the toes point directly to 12 o'clock, not to kind of 10 to 2. And then bend your knees, bring your feet back towards the block. Just stay elevated for a moment longer. And then pick up the seat bones. Lift the seat bones, even if you have to come up onto the tiptoes to do it. Lift the seat bones up off the brick. Remove the brick. Adjust your shoulders as you guide yourself back down onto the floor. Pull your knees in towards your chest. Just lengthening out your lumbar spine, pulling the knees into the chest. Just rocking from side to side, just giving yourself a gentle massage on the spine. Maybe either get hold of the outside edge of the feet and then have the feet wide apart for a happy baby. Just giving yourself a really good massage on the spine. So just finding where the body needs the massage and then applying it. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And then release your knees and then roll onto your side and then push yourself up into seated position. Get yourself a folded blanket for underneath your head or an even cushion for underneath your head. And then we're going to just prepare ourselves for shavasana. So I'm just going to cover myself just because my feet get a bit chilly at this stage of the session. So put some socks on or just have something to cover yourself over with if you think that you might be cold because you don't want to be chilly. Make sure that you come down in a really good straight line. Have the blanket supporting the back of the neck and the head, and then just let the arms come out to the side. Noisy probably. Allow your body to just relax into the floor. Give yourself permission to relax. Give yourself permission to relax. And observe the sensations of energetic lightness on the outside. Let go of the muscles of the arms and the legs. Unhook them from the bones. Allow the body to completely collapse into the floor and observe the energy that radiates from the bones and into the muscles, and into the organs. The muscles and the organs, including the flesh and the skin. Use your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute that feeling of energetic lightness down into the tips of the toes, into the tips of the fingers, and up into the top of the head. And then when you're ready to disturb yourself, just gently wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, bring yourself back into this pose of shavasana. Bend your knees, pull your knees in towards your chest, have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. And then gently roll over onto your right side, stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. Just bringing the legs into swastikasana or half padmasana, whichever is most comfortable. Bring the hands into masti. And breathe into the abdomen. Draw the breath in through the nose down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice this morning, that good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the forward bends, the twists and the inversions bring to the body and to the mind. And then draw your chin down to meet your chest. Spend a moment to observe the positive energy around the heart area, and then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. And as you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. Thank you. So hopefully, I keep on hitting my microphone, sorry about that. Hopefully you feel like you've lifted your energy and given yourself a good, positive mental attitude to put into your day. Apologies for the noise outside. They are taking the scaffolding down. So sorry about that. Hope it didn't disturb you. Have a great day. Thank you.